I'm gonna be rating YouTube boxers today and see how good they really are.
Wait, who are you to rate others?
What are you saying? I'm literally the world champ right now. Guys, I know what I'm talking about. I'm just kidding. We're here to have some fun. Let's start off with Logan Pool. And these are his stats, so not too great, not the worst. He obviously fought the best boxer, Mayweather. You know, here we can see Logan kind of just throwing some wild hooks. It's almost like a slap. It wasn't really a punch there. I don't think he did anything there. He's jabbing nice, you know, moving nice. Logan obviously lost to Floyd Mayweather. Everyone expected that. He drew with KSI, who is arguably one of the best YouTube boxers. He did also lose to him. I'm gonna have to put him in A tier. Up next, we have got Slim. Here is his stats on the screen. This was his most recent fight. I was actually there. Slim versus Salt Papy. This was like one of the most hyped up fights in YouTube boxing. In the earlier rounds, Slim was getting kind of pieced up by Salt Papy. You know, Salt Papy's a southpaw. I don't think Slim had fought a southpaw before. He was getting caught a lot with that straight. But as the rounds went on, you see Slim was still in there and Salt Papy was slowly going down. So with Slim's current record, he's not scared of a challenge. He's fought some tough guys. He's always been the underdog and has always prevailed and come out on top. Slim has to go S tier. I still want that fight. Up next, we have got my son, BDave. His latest fight against me. Off the bat, BDave came out swinging way too much and he got caught with a left hook. Got straight back up. He has good like kind of combinations. You know, he doesn't just throw 1-2s. He likes throwing the hooks, some uppercuts in there, you know, mixing it up. He's not scared for a challenge. He fights anyone. I'm gonna have to put him in B tier. And up next, we have got my father, Gibb. So we're gonna watch his most recent fight, which is also against me. Off the bat, I came out good, you know, on the 1-2. I was landing some nice 1-2s. Got his hands up. He's always moving. Gibb might not be the most technical or technically sound boxer, but where he excels is his gas tank and his stamina. You know, as the rounds go on, he gets stronger, quicker, faster. That's what makes him such a good boxer. With Gibb's record right now, I've got to put him in A tier. I think Slim would still beat him. Up next, we've got an old foe of my, Austin McBroom. We're gonna watch one of his most memorable fights, Gibb versus McBroom. Oh my God. In the early rounds, he got Gibb down and was like, went over him like, yeah, and what? You know what I'm saying? It kind of backfired. Gibb caught him with like a hook with his right hand. That was mad. Put Austin down on the ground, but it's not over yet. He put him down again with a left hook this time. Austin was just breaking down, getting weaker. He almost fell through the ropes. Like, Austin is a very good technical boxer. He just didn't train hard enough. See, he's just getting battered. He doesn't even know what to do. His chest, you can see how hard he's breathing. It doesn't matter. Austin obviously lost to Gibb twice, but he did beat Bryce Hall with over 40 street fights, so that has to count for something. Austin is C tier. Up next, we have got questionably the best YouTube boxer, Jake Paul. We're watching his fight against Nate Diaz. Jake actually looked really good. He's got his elbows tucked in. You know, he's taking his time. He's not coming out with any kind of rush. He hurt him here, so he was going in. And guys, he isn't just fighting any YouTube boxer. This is Nate Diaz. You know, this guy is a fighter. He's been doing it all of his life. He's obviously old now. Jake Paul even knocked down Nate Diaz in this fight, which is crazy. 10 rounds against Nate Diaz. I don't think any YouTuber has ever done that. I've got to put Jake Paul S tier. Up next, we got King Kenny. So this is the Kingpin event, and he was fighting Nunes in the semi-finals. You know, I thought Nunes was actually going to win this fight. You know, what Kenny did to him was kind of crazy. This is like a whole different Kenny that I don't think any of us have ever seen before. The way he's just like using his reach really well in this fight. You know, Nunes is much smaller than King Kenny. He's even showboating whilst he's doing it. So with Kenny's record and who he's fought, he's got to go in A tier. Now we have Dean the Great, and we're watching his recent fight against Willie Chks. This is the number 2. Everyone saw the number 1, and it was pretty controversial. You know, some people thought it was an early stoppage. You know, this really settled it. Personally, I think this is one of the best fights in all of YouTube boxing. It's just so technical, and both of them just throw the whole time. And Dean just, as the round goes on, just keeps like, you can see how much he's hurting Willie. Woo! Look at that slip roll. He's not even letting Waleed touch him. In the first fight, it was much more competitive. You know, it's very much 50-50. But this fight, after the second round, it was already over. Dean the Great, you know, with his record, how he looks, he has to go S tier. He's insane. Up next, we have FaZe Temper, who also just became a father, so congratulations. He's had a roller coaster of a career so far. You know, he's had some wins, some losses, ups and downs. And we're watching his latest fight against Ginty. So in his last couple fights, you know, he had been knocked down, you know, and then this fight, he changed coaches. You can see off the bat where he comes out, you know, his hands are high. So much better than he was before. And off the bat, look, he's swinging, he's landing punches. Hands are still high, hands are still up. Playing very smart, you know, waiting for Ginty to do something and then coming with a counter, feints and stuff, you know, trying to see what he can do. Nice body shot and then swinging, and he puts him down first round. A minute in the fight, he's already on the ground. Tommy's had a lot of ups and downs, some wins, some losses. With his current record, he's not afraid to take a fight, but I think he needs one more win to get in the A tier. But right now, he's a B. Up next, we got Papy, and we're watching his fight against Slim. Papy was doing so good in the early rounds, you know, using his southpaw stance, his straight hands, and was landing a lot of shots and was winning the fight. But as the rounds went on, I think Papy, he even said it himself, he got cocky and he paid for it. You know, he caught some big shots from Slim, just couldn't go on. For me, he has to be an A tier fighter. Up next, we got Willie Chks. We're watching the Dean fight. I don't know what it was, but in this fight, compared to Willie's last fight against Dean, he didn't look as good. I'm not sure if it was the early shots he took. You know, Dean knocked him down early on, and after that, he just never looked the same in the fight. He's a very good technical boxer. He's even got amateur fights, so, you know, he's been boxing for a long time. One of the most technical fighters in YouTube boxing. He's got to go A tier. Up next, we've got Deji. His record isn't the greatest, but everyone loves him. He had a tough start at the beginning, taking back-to-back losses, and then his redemption arc came and he came back. Deji's defense is good. You know, he's not staying too far in. Combinations, though, like the body shots, low, high, low, high. Deji is currently on his redemption arc. He has redeemed himself, but, you know, with his current record and, you know, who he's fought, who he's lost to, B tier right now. Sorry, Deji. All right, up next, we got Ed Matthews. This is probably going to be the quickest fight reaction we got today. I don't think anyone thought this was going to happen. Ed Matthews stepped in on like 1 day notice, 2 day notice. Oh, mate, like you couldn't even see the shot really. You know, that's the fight done. Look at Ed Matthews, bro. He's like running around the ring. Ed Matthews is a savage. With his current record, you know, he's got to be a B tier. Up next, we have got the retired Jay Swingler. Everyone thought he was going to just walk through NickELO. It's going to be a quick fight, but it wasn't at all. You know, he's got good movement. You know, he keeps moving his head, keeping his hands high. The fight with Nick was pretty controversial. People thought Nick actually won that, so I'm going to have to put Jay B tier. And up next, we have got the world's saddest boxing match, Money Kicks. Let's look at the stadium. There's absolutely no one there. 2 people. If you guys didn't know, Money Kicks challenged me a couple years ago to fight him, saying a lot of stuff, and I replied to him. I was like, yeah, I'm down, you know, I don't care, you're not a threat at all. After that, he stayed silent. I sent him contracts and contracts. He kept lying, saying that he didn't get sent anything. I showed proof. He went quiet, and this is what happened. So honestly, he landed a great shot there, looking like he was going down low and then came up high, but I think that was all he did. And this is obviously against someone that they set him up against, that they thought he would beat this guy. Money Kicks, even with his daddy's money backing him, it wasn't enough. D tier fighter. If I could, I would put him even lower. And Money Kicks, if you're watching this, I will fight you on 2 days notice. Give me 12 hours. Up next, we have got the Misfits World Welterweight Champion Jarvis. We're going to be watching his most recent fight against BDave. Of course, he started off strong with a knockdown. You know, BDave came out swinging, but he wasn't fazed by it. I would say this was definitely my best fight. I felt the best. This was the first time I've actually fought at 155. I think that's my kind of weight when I fight. I was throwing a lot more combinations, not just sticking to like the 1-2. I did some really good slips and rolls in there. You know, my defense was obviously not the greatest, but it was better from my last fight. I think I'm one of the few YouTube boxers that actually throws body shots and like goes down to the body, and I have an iron chin. Obviously, guys, I'm an S tier. No, I'm joking. You know, with my current record, I've got a loss, so I can't be S tier, not until I get the Gibb rematch and beat him in the rematch. Then I can be an S tier fighter. Right now, I'm A tier. Up next, we've got NickELO. We're watching his Jay Swingler fight. So Nick's in the corner here, but he wants to be there. Look, he hits him with like a little hook there, kind of. Nice straight punches. Even with Nick's bad record, I would still say he is a B tier fighter. Up next, we have got Alex Wasabi. He's got pretty good technique. You know, he likes moving around. Even when he's stepping out, he's still throwing punches. Where he lacks is his power and like sitting on his punches. Alex Wasabi's got a good record, so I'm gonna have to put him B tier. Up next, we have got the GOAT, Panada. We're watching his fight against BDave. So Panada is obviously much taller and longer than BDave, and he was using that well in this fight. There were times though in the fight where, you know, he got a little bit carried away and tried to dogfight BDave, which isn't good. That's what BDave wanted. Overall, he looked very good in this fight. Panada, of course, we already know, is the GOAT and is an S tier fighter. And last but not least, the most influential YouTube boxer, KSI. We're watching his fight against Tommy Fury. This probably wasn't his best performance, I'd say. You know, he definitely had other fights that he looked a lot better. But you gotta give it to KSI. I was saying this myself. himself. But jumping on his feet like that for 6 rounds is not easy. So KSI is still an S tier fighter. And if you guys didn't know, I'm back live streaming Fortnite. If you guys want to tune in, keep an eye out.